play and just go through that.
I'll ask the obvious one. Cam activated. I assume he's
He
in
plays.
the lineup tonight?
Yeah.
How great has it been to have him around the team, even when he hasn't played here in the last 10 days or so?
Haven't seen him.
Well, he's been at practice. He was on the road trip and that type of thing.
Yeah,
To have
I haven't
there-
seen him. You'll have to talk to the players about that. I haven't seen him. So I really haven't interacted with him too much at all.
A couple of years ago with Cam, and he had that time off with a broken foot, came back, he was fantastic. Said it was kind of like a reset button mid-season. For a number of these guys as they come back, can that be, do you think, a little bit of a chance for them to just kind of start over and
Depends what you're talking about. Cam had struggled this year.
Right.
Before he was hurt, that was probably some of the best hockey he's played. So I'm hoping he can start right from there. We'll see. But it was frustrating to me when he went down because I thought he really had turned the corner through really an aggravating, frustrating year that he's had. I thought he was playing his best hockey, so hopefully he can come back.
you have any other lineup changes tonight?
Well, with Cam in, Sonny will come out. That's the lineup change there. Other than that, there's no other changes.
Goalie is same as.
Same goalie.
John, what are the signals for you that you knew you had to be in the room more this year?
It's not having, I'm going to be in the room. I look at the other way when I feel I don't need, we're in there. Not just me, but the coaches are in there. There are certain times that I think you have to read the room and see when you need to step out and let them figure it out. Or just things are, you're pretty happy about how, I watch things all the time. They don't know I'm watching. I just have to make a call. It's hard to explain. I just have to make a call when we need to leave them alone. Maybe things are going well and we need to leave them alone. Even things when are going bad, you may leave them alone. It's got to be a read. There's no defining, there's no hockey handbook as far as when you need to be in that room. It's done by feel. I'm always in there early in the year, and then we make our call as we get going through the year.
Are there key messages or themes that have been important for you to be in the room to deliver to this group, or maybe attitudes to maintain? What are the messages that you want to impart when you're in there? It's
a real hard one to answer because it depends on what's going on with your team. Beginning of the year, I'll just give you the beginning of the year. It was just talking about a team concept. We're always at the beginning there in the room doing a lot more video than we are now to formulate the team concept on video as far as the stuff on the ice. This year, a lot was brought up as far as how we handle ourselves through what happened in the summer. So we had a number of meetings on that and kind of banged away on that. But as the season gets going, I think it's one of the most important jobs of the head coach, I guess. I have to say that with title, as far as seeing what's going on. Not so much the X's and O's. I'm sure we're doing the teaching there, but for me, the other things that go on, the attitudes, the entitlement, lack of confidence when maybe a player should have. There's so many different things that come into play, and those are the things I watch.
I think over the last 15 games or so, you've really liked what that so-called fourth line has done with Riley and whoever's been with him. Just how consistent has Riley been in the middle of that, no matter who he's playing with, to kind of keep that together?
Yeah, I think he's playing some of his best hockey for us since he's been here. So he's had a number of different wings there. I really like the identity of that line. It's kind of why Sonny's out. I think Sonny has struggled the past couple of games, but not to take him out of the lineup, but I like some of the things that have gone on with other lines, and especially that line, and where I think I need to take Sonny out for tonight's game. And Nash is a big part of that. He's handled himself really well in having wings shuffled around him. And himself personally, I think, is playing his best hockey.
Jones and Werenski, they've been together for a while. Is this the best that they have played, both guys going together at the same time? Because there have been times where one's going, I don't mean just right now, but this season, just as a year,
No,
No?
no. I it's hard for me. I can't remember. I can't remember the years, you know. So it's hard to say that. I have said right along with Jonesy, I think it's been a little bit of a struggle for him to really get going. He's playing really well right now. I think it's been a very inconsistent year for him. So yeah, it's hard to quantify, you know, them then and now. They're our pacemakers. You know, they're the ones that make us go. That's how we play. When they're going north and they're playing with speed, it seems like we all take off from there. That's why I like keeping them together. So in this run here, they've played very well, along with so many other people. We've played so good as a team, and they're a big part of that.
John, just generally speaking, NHL coaches is a very small group. It's an exclusive group, just 31 of you. Generally speaking, how do coaches handle the job security thing? Because that's a part of your life.
For me, I can't answer the question for anybody else. For me, I don't even think about it. When people want to show me the door, show me the door. I never coach to try to make everybody happy. I coach the way I think is best for the team. And sometimes there may be some conflict with the managers or whatever it may be, I don't know. But I am going to coach what I think is best for the team and go about it that way. If people aren't happy about it, managers and coaches are always having discussions as where the team is. So I'm not trying to keep my job. I think if you go into it trying to keep your job, you make wrong decisions. I'm going to coach the team the way I think is best and go from there. And if people aren't happy with it, they show you the door. And I've been shown the door.
And just to follow up, there's been so many coaching changes. When one happens, do you feel anything, or just? And I don't mean specific to you, but for your
the other
comrades,
coaches.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I know we're kind of. There's no one out there protecting us. There's no. We have a coaches association. I think that's growing, but we're kind of out there, and that's what we sign up for, though. I don't think you see many coaches complain or piss and moan when they're fired. They know it's part of the business, and that's what it is. It's part of the business. But I certainly, I immediately try to get in touch with that coach just to lend some support. Always do, whether I know him or not, because I do think it's a little bit, at the end of the day, you want to kick each other in the ass. You want to beat their team every night. But when the season's over and you get together, you try to help one another, because I think we have to help ourselves, because no one's going to help us. It's in all sports, it's part of the business. The coach is going to go. And, so you just go about it that way. I never really think about it. I don't.
In this league this year, it's been a.
Has it? I'm not.
I mean, it's 7 or 8 now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, now you have, Gerard's gone and now Peter's back. It's crazy. How about baseball?
Yeah.
I know we're not talking about that, but how about baseball? Holy shit. I mean.
If you don't cheat, you have a better.
Well, I'm not going to, I don't want to talk about that, but those are two very good managers. And my gosh. And, I'll just leave it at that. I mean, that was crazy what's going on. And now I think there's even another team, the Mets. Aren't they looking into the Mets manager? Yeah, it's nuts. Well, Beltran was involved, was he not? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You've mentioned in the past your relationship with Jarmo in throughout the course of a season, butting heads a little bit, but always kind of getting along. How's that this year? Has this year been any different with you and Jarmo as compared to years past?
No, we've worked together a number of years, and we're always. I think we both try to keep each other accountable as we go through our things, and there's always going to be different thoughts about situations, because a coach sometimes has to think as a coach in certain situations, and a manager has to think as a manager, and sometimes it's not the same. And we've talked about that a number of times through a number of different things that have gone over the years. But the thing with Jarmo and I, no matter how heated or how ugly it gets sometimes, at the end of the day, we talk it out and we're on the same page. That's what I respect about him. One thing about him, he'll come to me. I'm not going to hear it from two other channels. As I've gone through the business, it runs rampant in this business. People won't come to the person and say it. It kind of runs through a bunch of channels, which is chicken shit. Yarmel's not that. He's going to come to you, and we'll talk about it. But it's not always conflict. There's a lot of good things that go on, but we have a very open, honest relationship, conversing about everything. Thanks, Bobby.